And we are live. As you can see, I'm wearing the classic Sylvester Stallone Rambo shirt from Rambo 1. And it says, all he wanted was something to eat. Remember when he goes into the diner and then the sheriff won't leave him alone. And I just want to find something to eat, And then the sheriff wants him to leave town. And then that's how it starts. And then he gets on the motorcycle. And then there's that chase. And then he goes up into the mountains and everything. And then they start searching for him. And then how he takes on the whole police force and everything. Rambo 1, it was filmed up in Hope, Canada. Anyways, I like this shirt. I wear it a lot often. And I admire Sylvester Stallone and the story, and of course, creating all the Rocky films. But his life story reminds me of my story about it's a constant overcoming obstacles in life, never giving up, having that determination and persistence, constantly throughout life. That seems to be my story, so I can relate. And I'm going to read the condensed version of the classic Think and Grow Rich from 1937. This is the pocket edition. It's condensed by Mitch Horowitz. He's a writer, I think an editor, a columnist, and also a newspaper article writer. And he's condensed a lot of the self-help classics into pocket-sized versions, so you can read the whole entire book within an hour and get refreshed about the basics and the principles and everything based on in the book. It's a good summary once in a while just to get inspired again. Read it, have it by your bedside. Also, today is a significant day that our close family friend and family, Teddy Rayo, has just passed. She was 93, going on to 94, strong, and she leaves behind wonderful son, Cliffy, and Lynn Rayo, and Mira Rayo, and she's going to be missed a lot. My father and my mother spent a lot of time with her in the last 2-3 years. Anyways, I want to send out a prayer and blessing to her, surrounding her with love and light. And she didn't go into the hospital, which was great. She was at home, went out on her own terms, consciously. And she was in pain, but it was her time to go. But we're going to miss her a lot. So my love and blessings, my condolences go out to the Rayo family. And Teddy, she lived a full life. She was there for Mira and raised her, and was a great support system for Cliffy and Lynn. And wow, she's going to be missed. She played a major role in that family. And so in dedication to her, I want to just wish her well on her spiritual journey. And we will meet again. We'll all meet again one time. We're going to all reunite spiritually because we're all one. And even though all of us are going through our own challenges and difficulties, our own drama in life, at the end of the day, we're all one. We can never forget that fact. And that's the truth. So God bless you. I love you. And God bless your family. Teddy, love you. And you'll be remembered always. For my family, your family, and everyone around. And thank you for being in my life and being in my family's life. It made such a major difference to my mom and my father. And I thank you for that. God, Christ, Guru. Om Shanti Om. So, God, Christ, Guru. Namaste. Now I'm going to read Think and Grow Rich from Napoleon Hill. Again, it's the condensed version, Mitch Horowitz. This is the month of June 2021. We're still basically going into the pandemic. People are getting vaccinated, and we're going through this. So hopefully it can be a spiritual opportunity for every of us to increase awareness, expanding consciousness and awareness. And hopefully we can heal the planet one day. Because we're far from that right now, you know. We have to move from ignorance. Ignorance is not bliss. We have to move from ignorance to bliss and to healing. Krishna said the other day that all the great beings that were on here, planet Earth, were here dedicated to remove suffering. So I think that's what we're all here to play a role and to help remove suffering and to make it easier for people to live their lives. And through that, you know, creating footprints in sand just like them and passing on whatever our knowledge, our skills, whatever we can, and giving to others. So the secret to living is giving and sharing with others what we've learned, and hopefully that could uplift and inspire others. Okay, so Think and Go Rich. There's 13 principles to success. I'm going to read the introduction from Mitch Horowitz about what this book can do for you. The power of a single book. Introduction. The book you're about to experience has probably touched more lives than any other work of modern self-help. Try a small personal experiment. Carry a copy of Think and Grow Rich with you through an airport, grocery store, shopping mall, or any public place and see if more than one person doesn't stop you and say something like, now that's a great book. I've met artists, business people, doctors, teachers, and athletes, people from different professions and possessed of seemingly different outer goals, who have attested that Think and Grow Rich made a concrete difference in their lives. This is because whatever our individual aims and desires, all motivated people share one common trait, the drive for personal excellence. This book, better than any other I know, breaks down the steps and elements to accomplishing any worthy goal. When journalist Napoleon Hill published Think and Grow Rich in 1937, he had already dedicated more than 20 years of study to discovering, documenting the common traits displayed by high achievers across varying fields. Hill observed in an interview more than 500 exceptional people, ranging from statesmen and generals to inventors and industrialists. He condensed the shared traits into 13 principles of accomplishment, and this forms the core of Think and Grow Rich. This book has sold many millions of copies around the world since its first appearance, but that is not the true measure of its success. Lots of books gain popularity for a time, but go unread and sometimes unheard of within a decade or so of their publication. But Think and Grow Rich has, if anything, grown in influence since Hill's death in 1970. Its ideas are the foundation of most of today's philosophies of business, motivation, and personal achievement. But there is still more to Hill's book than that, and this brings us back to the little experiment proposed at the start of this preface. Think and Grow Rich evokes rare and deeply felt affection among many of its readers. All over America and in other parts of the world, it is possible to run into friendly strangers who will beckon you aside for a moment to share a brief personal connection, telling you how Think and Grow Rich has helped them in life. In a sense, you are about to join an informal fraternity of strivers from a wide range of backgrounds who have benefited from the principles of this book. When you meet them, and you will, many will welcome you with a nod and a smile, as if to say, we've been waiting for you. Mitch Horowitz. Chapter 1, Desire, the first step to riches. In the early 20th century, a great American salesman and businessman named Edwin C. Barnes discovered how true it is that men really do think we're rich. Barnes' discovery did not come in one sitting. It came little by little, beginning with all-consuming desire to become a business associate with the inventor Thomas A. Edison. One of the chief characteristics of Barnes' desire was that it was definite. Barnes wanted to work with Edison, not just for him. Straight off a freight train, Barnes presented him in 1905 at Edison's New Jersey laboratory. He announced that he had come to go into business with the inventor. In speaking of their meeting years later, Edison said he stood there before me looking like an ordinary tramp, but there was something in the expression of his face which conveyed the impression that he was determined to get what he had to come after. Barnes did not get his partnership with Edison on his first interview, but he did get a chance to work in the Edison office at a very nominal wage, doing a job that was unimportant to Edison, but most important to Barnes, because it gave him an opportunity to display his abilities to his future partner. Months passed, nothing happened outwardly to bring Barnes any closer to his goal, but something important was happening in Barnes' mind. He was constantly intensifying his chief desire and his plans to become Edison's business associate. Barnes was determined to remain ready until he got the opportunity he came for. When the big chance arrived, it was a little different for him and from a different direction than Barnes had expected. This is one of the tricks of opportunity. It has a shy habit of slipping in the back door, and it often comes disguised as misfortune or temporary defeat. Perhaps this is why so many feel or wait to see opportunity when it arrives. Edison had just perfected a new device known then as the Edison dictating machine. His salesmen were not enthusiastic, but Barnes saw his opportunity. Hidden in a strange-looking contraption that interested no one, Barnes seized the chance to sell the dictating machine, and did it so successfully that Edison gave him a contract to distribute the market all over the world. When Edwin C. Barnes climbed down from the freight train in Orange, New Jersey, he possessed one consuming obsession: to become the business associate of the great inventor. Barnes' desire was not hope, it was not a wish, it was keen, pulsating desire which transcended everything else. It was definite. Wishing will not bring riches or other forms of success, but desiring riches with a state of mind that becomes an obsession, then planning definite ways and means to acquire riches, and backing those plans with persistence that does not recognize failure will bring success. The methods by which desire can be transmitted to its financial equivalent consists of 6 definite practical steps. First, fixing the amount of money you definitely want. Second, determine exactly what you intend to give in return for it. Third, establish a definite date when you intend to possess the money. Fourth, create a definite plan for carrying out your action plan. And fifth, write out a clear, concise statement of the amount of money you intend to acquire. Describe the plan. And sixth, read your written statement out twice daily, once before retiring at night and once retiring in the morning. As you read, see, and feel, and believe yourself already in possession of money. This is where a burning desire will come to your aid. You're truly desire for money. The object is to want money so much and become so determined that you convince yourself you will have it. If in future chapters you will learn why this is important. Chapter 2 is faith, the second step to riches. Chapter 3 is the power of autosuggestion, the third step to riches. Chapter 4 is specialized knowledge, the fourth step to riches. Chapter 5, imagination, is the fifth step to riches. Chapter 6 is organized planning, the sixth step to riches. Chapter 7 is decision, the seventh step to riches. Chapter 8 is persistence, the eighth step to riches. And chapter 9 is the power of the mastermind, the ninth step to riches. Chapter 10 is the power of sex transmutation, the 10th step to riches, or also can be called transmuting desires into enthusiasm. Chapter 11 is the subconscious mind, the connecting link, the 11th step to riches. Chapter 12 is the brain, the sending and receiving station of thought. That's the 12th step to riches. And the 13th chapter, Chapter 13 is the sixth sense. The 13th step to riches is also called the door to the temple of wisdom, where inspirations and hunches flow to you. Again, inspiration, to be inspired. What did Patanjali say? He said, dormant forces, faculties, and talents become alive, and you discover yourself to be a far greater person by far than you ever dreamed yourself to be. When you're inspired by some extraordinary project or some purpose, your mind transcends limitations, your consciousness expands in every direction, and you find yourself in a new, great, and wonderful world. All things are possible with faith and persistence. And that concludes the condensed version of Think and Grow Rich, condensed by Mitch Horowitz and originally written by Napoleon Hill in 1937, the classic edition, Think and Grow Rich. Namaste. Peace, love, harmony, love, and light to everyone in the world. God, Christ, Gurus. Jai Ma. Victory to the Guru. Namaste.